Welcome to the virtual forthcoming Queens Counts on the Arts space. So imagine that you are in Long Island City, Queens, walking down the streets, and you stumble upon this forthcoming arts center. And within it is the High School Art School Twist and Smudge exhibition, and I'm going to take you on a guided tour. So as I mentioned before, the space is modeled by Queens native architect, Ray, who is joining us today, and he constructed this exhibition, or the space rather, to make it look like the actual space that Queens Council on the Arts is about to open in Long Island City once our construction can resume. It is featuring these amazing emerging artists who are listed here, as well as here. And this exhibition was student curated and titled, by which I mean that Twist and Smudge was created, the title was created by our high school to art school students. We had a whole democratic process of voting on it, and I think what I particularly really like about the title is that it's literal and that it alludes to the black and white media that is central in the high school to art school spring curriculum. So all of the works that you're going to see are mostly black and white, utilizing charcoal and graphite. Anyone who's ever worked with those mediums knows there's a lot of sort of twisting and smudging involved, but also it's a conceptual title in that I think that it alludes to this moment of tension and current social unrest, evoking sort of this idea of movement, twisting, and adapting. So now I'm going to take you through each work. And so you'll see the artwork on the wall, and then you will hear the voice of the student that created it. And so they're going to talk in the audio a little bit about the work that they made, some context behind it, and what this experience has been like. So with that, I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes and just take you through the gallery. And again, feel free to drop these questions or comments in the chat. I can promise you that these teams have gotten more than comfortable learning online and utilizing the chat feature over Zoom.
Hello, my name is Karen. I'm an 11th grader attending the Young Women Leadership School of Astoria. I live in Queens Corona, and I learn a lot from high school to art school spring program. My dream is to become a freelance artist, and the piece I created was made to practice with drawing people in motion. I used a dance video as reference. At first, it was difficult for me to draw because I never drawn in motion before. However, I drew basic shapes and so I know where I can draw the body parts are close to the original. I learned the methods of linear gestures and mass gestures. Those methods of gestures helped me with studying people in motion and understanding the muscles in people.
Just pausing for a friendly reminder to mute your mic if you haven't already. There should be an icon in the top right. Oh, sorry guys. Just so we don't hear any background.
My name is Tob Yellows. I live in Bensonhurst. I'm in 11th grade and I go to John Dewey High School. I have been wanting to do freelancing and being an artist that sells things like cons for a while. I'm trying to get into clay work too. This piece is a series of contour drawings of my left hand. I think this is my best work out of the program since it's the first thing I drew in the program and the last thing I drew before quarantine set in. It was probably a weird session for everyone involved. The only negatives that come to mind are all quarantine related, and that's an unavoidable problem. The program was great, and I've learned many technical skills art-wise. Kelly, Amanda, and Chantel are really nice individuals as well. I only wish we didn't get caught in a pandemic.
Hello, my name is Melanie Maron. I'm from Long Island City, Queens. I am a current sophomore attending 47AS High School. This piece was a homework assignment based off line contour and was made using charcoal. The piece is called Unalike Lines. I apply different pressures on the charcoal to create lines and fill up the page. My dream career in the arts is to pursue a fine art major. I like to be able to create artworks and display them in museums in the future. High School to Art School has helped me learn new art techniques and apply them to my artwork. High School to Art School has also strengthened and built my art portfolio to apply to art schools in the future.
Hello, I am Megan Shee and I am a junior. I attend the Bronx High School of Science. I live in Queens and I hope to one day become an animator. The drawing I've submitted is a frog's eye view of my water bottle. I chose this piece because I feel like I got the shading done pretty well, and I also like it because although drawing some more items in the background may help portray a bit more, I think I did pretty well in showing how intimidating the bottle looks from a lower angle. I really enjoyed my experience with High School to Art School because it gave me a bit of insight as to what an actual art school is like, and the projects really made it so I had to think about what I was creating, and I really learned a lot with the program.
Hello, my name is Isabella Diaz. I am currently a junior and to become a senior the upcoming year. I am from Flushing, Queens, and I currently attend Bayside High School. The piece I decided to share is a piece that was developed under the line and contour unit being learned in this program. This is a drawing of a breakfast sandwich that had to be rendered in one continuous line of my charcoal stick on newsprint. I had to make sure that I incorporated a variety of texture into my drawing, as a breakfast sandwich isn't a flat object. While drawing, I had to keep in mind how I could include movement and a sensory feel throughout the piece. My dream art career is to become a graphic designer and to be able to captivate an audience with designs that can support other people's businesses as well. High School to Art School has been able to remind me that even with the basics of art, they need to be carefully thought out and to observe attentively while looking at new artworks. I have definitely gained a new experience and will incorporate these skills in my portfolio and future projects.
Hi, my name is Lillian Villanova and I am from Bay Ridge. I'm a junior attending for Hamilton High School. This piece I have submitted is a charcoal drawing on mass gesture that I worked in class. The item that I have chosen to do it on was a honey bottle and had taken a minute to do it. It was a lot of fun to do since you had a limited time in making the gesture and not focusing on making it look like the object itself but allude to it. My dream is to become an animator. When growing up, animation was always a drive for me to draw, and now I want to do the same for others. High School to Art School has helped me build up my technical skills and gave me pieces to apply to art school with. And not only that, has provided me with more knowledge than I ever knew before I even applied to the program. Overall, it was a fun program to attend to, and I got to know many people who had the same drive, and Chantel and Amanda did everything that they can to give us the information and resources that we needed to succeed.
Hi, my name is Erin Prasad. I live in South Jamaica and I'm currently attending Hillcrest High School. This piece is a drawing of a still life from eye level. I chose objects that looked innocent but when drawn with charcoal look a bit eerie. I used charcoal to create dramatic shadows on a flower and objects in front. Overall, during the program, I enjoyed working with new materials like charcoal. My dream is to curate art exhibitions that shine light on injustices. High School to Art School has helped me to improve my foundational drawing skills and has given me the opportunity to create more art, which I'm always grateful for.
Hi, my name is Amber Rodriguez. I am from the High School of Law, Advocacy, and Community Justice in Upper Manhattan. I am currently a junior. This piece is representative of the line and contouring unit that we did with the High School to Art School program, and what it is the depiction of an avocado plant that I have in my home. And this avocado plant is a plant that we've had for many years, and I like it. And that's why I decided to put it in my exhibition work. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sarah Tekin, and I'm currently an 11th grader from Woodside, and I attend Townsend Harris High School. This piece that I'm displaying is a self-portrait that utilizes the concept of value. The color blue represents my current hair color and also symbolizes my emotions. Furthermore, my dream career in the arts is to be a photographer and use my photography to raise awareness for topics such as mental health and gender and racial inequality. This high school to art program helped to prepare me by polishing my skills and ultimately lead me in the direction of meaningful artistic discourse.
Hello, my name is Layla Trinity Sandwell. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I'm a junior at Christ the King High School. I was always surrounded by street art, graffiti, murals on the walls, etc. Growing up, I would like to be a tattoo artist because I don't feel like I can work a 9 to 5. It's just never been me. The piece I submitted is to show off that these people in the piece, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and all the names included in this piece, it's to show off that their voices will not be unheard. I choose to submit a piece like that instead of a drawing of myself or any other drawing that I did because we're in the middle of history in the making right now. So, yeah, high school to art school has helped me develop my portfolio, enhance my drawing skills, and give me a better understanding of art and the building blocks of art.
Hello, my name is Lucy Huang. I'm a junior from College Point, currently attending Academy of Finance and Enterprise High School. During the spring section of the high school to art school program, I created a piece of my self-portrait by using tone. Tone refers to the degree of lightness or darkness of an area. First, I took a selfie as my sample of work and applied this technique to this piece. I drew the outline of my face and sketched my facial features. I used irregular shapes to show the shadows on the face and used the flat side of charcoal to shade. My dream career is to be an architect. I want to help clients express their dream house by converting words to blueprint. This program gives me instructions in art and builds my drawing basis. It encourages me to keep practicing art and express the ideas of my artwork to others. I would like to continue with this program to prepare my art portfolio for college.
Hello, my name is Melanie Khedira, and I'm currently a junior at the Renaissance High School for Musical Theater and the Arts. I reside in the Bronx, New York. However, I've lived in Jamaica for most of my years and migrated to the US where, due to the various opportunities and resources, my passion for art skyrocketed. This allowed me to begin my journey to pursuing a career in visual artistry. This tonal drawing piece is a self-portrait made by applying different pressures to a charcoal stick to depict the different tones of my face. The picture I used had a very strong light source, hence why there's not much concentrated shading in this piece apart from the shading on my lips. Although we've been in quarantine throughout this program, my high school to art school experience has truly been a very fulfilling, enriching, educational one. Virtually, I have learned many techniques to use on all my future drawings and portfolio pieces, along with much needed insight on how the art world works.
Hello, my name is Angelica Brito, and I am a sophomore at the Renaissance Charter School. My neighborhood is in Jackson Heights. This piece, which is a portrait of myself, I made it through by looking through a small makeup mirror, and the thoughts that were ongoing through my head during this time is that I wanted my face to look imposing, and I thought it was challenging something. So I tried to crop the image to do just that. My dream career in the arts would be as an animator and being able to direct my own animated show or picture. And I was specifically directed towards kids because I want my work to bring as much happiness to them in the same way that other artists' work have caused me. My time being part of this program has taught me the basics of art making and inspired me to continue and extend my knowledge when it comes to art making.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Drakulovic, and I'm a junior majoring in arts in Fiorello LaGuardia High School. I'm from Astoria, Queens. My goal is to become a graphic designer and illustrator. The piece I submitted is homework with the theme of a self-portrait conveying value. The Spring High School to Art School program has helped me understand perspective more, something I've been struggling with before the program. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Chelsea Castilla, and I'm a junior from Harlem, currently attending Maxine Green High School. My dream career in the arts is to be an animator. I want to be someone who is capable of working efficiently alongside a team to bring ideas and stories to life. I moved last September to the city in hopes of furthering my artistic skills and knowledge with the support of other growing artists. The point of this piece was to compose a tonal self-portrait while using cropping to render one part of our face. I made this piece using charcoal on a huge piece of newsprint, and I decided to focus on the left upper part of my face to evoke a sense of tranquility. I sketched 3 thumbnails and created a valley scale reference. After our critique session, I decided to add more midtones to the piece. I am honored to have been accepted into the HS2AS program, as it has significantly improved my art-making abilities. Through this program, I discovered how crucial it is to learn the fundamentals of art and how to use constructive criticism to better my artwork. I can now confidently look back on my work and be proud of how much I've grown.
Hello, my name is Ishita Mazumdar, and I'm currently a junior from Fort Greene, currently attending Brooklyn Technical High School. The piece that I've submitted is my proudest moment and the first time ever doing such an art piece. This piece is a tonal self-portrait using charcoal and newsprint. We were assigned to first draw 3 separate thumbnails of our face with a unique part of our face cropped. We then had to make a value scale to break down the different tones. I decided to do the bottom left corner of my face. I tried to look at myself in the mirror and draw as realistic as possible. With the feedback from the instructor and my peers, I realized that I need to give my face more form since it looked flat and I needed a constant light source. I felt like I was able to draw my emotions on this portrait, and I'm proud for being able to successfully draw a self-portrait of myself for the first time using charcoal and different shades. My dream career is to be an architect because I want to express my artistic abilities and wild imagination and creativity in the form of buildings and structures. I want people to come home to houses that put a smile on their faces and look at different tourist attraction sites that inspire people to pursue something in the arts. Although we were unable to go to live classes, I feel honored to have joined the High School to Arts program because I learned and gained new skills. I learned how to draw perspectives, tonal self-portraits, take different types of photographs, and learn from feedback from others. The High School to the Arts program gave me the opportunity to use charcoal and newsprint for the first time and allowed me to make new friends and gain new knowledge and experiences I will never forget.
Hello, my name is Faida-san, and I'm a current junior from Sunnyside, currently attending the Academy of Finance and Enterprise. This drawing was developed following High School to Art School's lesson on tones, which is used to create a dramatic atmosphere and a sense of depth and distance in drawings. For this drawing, I created a self-portrait of myself, depicting a wide range of values. My dream career in the arts is to be an architect. I want to enhance the beauty of our surrounding. High School to Art School has helped me get one step closer to my dream and make it all come true by giving me the privilege to have a better and a deeper understanding of the world of art.
All right, everyone, that concludes our virtual tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I know we're really proud of these students. I also wanted to say that the arrangement that you see here is entirely student curated. So the class went through and said, hey, you should, move this to the right or make this bigger and this smaller. And I was really impressed with their curatorial sensibilities that I think come through here. Stop sharing. Hi. What do you all think? Impressive, right?
Congratulations. It's a beautiful exhibit. I'm really impressed. Not that I work on the building, but I think overall it's great.
Thanks, Ray. So I want to segue into a panel discussion with our two teaching artists, as well as 3 of our students that volunteered to join us for a little talkback discussion. So I'm gonna just give a brief introduction, and then if you could just sort of wave and introduce yourself. So first, I just want to say that I am incredibly grateful to our 2 teaching artists, Amanda Adams-Lewis and Chantal Futosa. We realized maybe 2 days before the spring session started that we wouldn't be able to hold the session in person. And so these 2 came up with a remote curriculum essentially overnight, taught the entire session over Zoom, and developed gorgeous instructional videos, one-on-one office hours with students, and so much more. So without them, none of the work that you would have seen here today would be possible. So just please join me in thanking them and giving them a virtual round of applause. All right, to tell you a little bit more about them, Amanda Adams-Lewis is a photographer, art educator, and cultural producer. She was born in Texas, raised in Europe, between Europe, Africa, and North America. She holds a BFA in photography from Pratt Institute and is an alumna of the Whitney Museum Independent Study Program. In addition to her role with us at QCA, she also serves as the lead educator and program coordinator at Q Teen Collective. Hi, Amanda.
I'm muted. Wow. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. 3 times the charm. It was like in my face.
Hi, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. I also want to introduce Chantal. Chantal is a Brazilian-American multidisciplinary artist and educator from New York, as well as a high school art school alumna herself. Her work shifts mainly between new media and social practice to address themes of hybridity, beauty standards, and belonging. She received her BFA in film animation video from RISD and has been awarded various prestigious residencies at institutions such as Residency Unlimited and most recently Smack Mellon. Hi, Chantal.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Kelly, for the intro. It's great to see you all today.
And the 3 students that we talked into joining us for a panel discussion include Anya Drakovolik. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Close enough.
Say your name, please.
Well, I don't know how to Americanize it. I'm still working on that, but it's Drakulovic.
Drakulovic. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Anya is a Serbian-American junior from Astoria, Queens, currently studying at LaGuardia High School. She attended last summer's high school art school program, and we're pleased to have her back this spring. As you might have heard in her audio, she's interested in studying graphic design as well as children's book illustration.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Faid Hassan will also be joining us. Faid is a current junior from Sunnyside, currently at the Academy of Finance and Enterprise, interested in pursuing architecture and fine art.
Hello, everyone. I'm Faid Hassan.
And finally, we have Lucy Wong, who is from Flushing, Queens, and also attends Academy of Finance and Enterprise. Lucy dreams of combining her skills in mathematics and art to start her own architecture business or interior design firm.
Hello.
Hi, Lucy. All right. So I wanted to just have a discussion with the five of you, particularly, I think to start, obviously this session was not a normal session, that it took place entirely remotely in quarantine. So I want to ask you all what that experience was like, and start with Amanda and Chantal. You know, what was it like to teach art virtually, and did you learn anything as an instructor in the process of having to do so?
I can go first. No, I don't think any single week was the same from the one before when teaching online. And I think a lot of that also comes from the fact that we are all, not only Amanda and I, but like the whole class, like we are all constantly processing new information every day through these rapidly changing events of first COVID and now all these protests against racial violence in our country, and knowing how to, I think, find a balance between knowing that the energy is going to be different every week that you hop on Zoom, and consolidating that with how do you translate, you know, what would have been a 5-hour drawing class into something much more condensed and virtual, has been a really interesting experience, and definitely not easy, but I'm still learning a lot even as we finish the spring program, like thinking about, like what are like next steps and how to, keep running a program like this successfully online. And it's given me a lot of like questions too, but I'm also super amazed at how every week you all showed up with something new. And I think also just like the motivation that you all brought to the class every week was always something really amazing. And I'm always just blown away at how teens respond to situations like this in a way that has this like level of calm and poise in a way that a lot of adults don't always have. And I really commend you all for really bringing that energy to class every week.
I have to agree with you, Chantal. Thank you for saying that.
Me too. I absolutely agree with you. It was definitely, I saw it as a creative challenge, to just find a way to not only transition supply-wise, material-wise, basically like teaching logistics, but also creating a space for students to create, express themselves. I am humbled and amazed by the fact that just the students stuck it out because of everything that is going on, and the way that different New Yorkers have been impacted by COVID, and the uprisings and the actions in protest of the white supremacy that runs America. So I'm just amazed, and I just want to thank the students. I always say this when I teach, but I learn as much from you guys as I teach you, so thank you.
Absolutely. We learn from you every day. I want to turn it over to the students to reflect on your experience of making art in quarantine. Was it ever difficult for you to maintain motivation, or were you able to draw on art making as a kind of cathartic resource, or perhaps some combination of both? Anya, can we start with you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was definitely easy to be motivated when you're in this program because you just remain consistent with your art making. My art journey during the quarantine was kind of like a roller coaster. I either like had a lot of motivation or none at all, so the program really helped me stay consistent.
Totally. Yeah, we've heard that from, adults alike. It's that it's really difficult to make art in this time, or they feel really compelled to make art. And so I think that experience of it seesawing between both experiences completely resonates.
Um, for me, I think it was a mixture of both difficult and like easy because it was very impactful. But at the same time, I think during a situation like this, since we didn't even get to like do one single class in person, I think it was definitely difficult to pull it off. But I just love how we didn't waste a single class for just getting adjusting to whatever is going on right now. And I think it was possible because of the immense and ample resources and help we are getting from Chantel, Amanda, and you. I feel like the way Chantel and Amanda like made videos for us to demonstrate different new techniques and like different drawing strategies to like um, so I think the lessons were very powerful, even though we were like taking the class virtually. The impact and the influence of each lesson was not affected by whatever we were facing. So, and yeah, like Anya said, it was like it definitely worked as a constant source of motivation for all of us, because solely because this during this time, like since we are doing everything virtually, we had school and then we had a lot of other pressures. But at the same time, like this kind of helped us like set our mind on art, and kind of helped us like develop more pieces for our art portfolio for next year. So I think it was a great help for all of us, at least me. It really helped me because I go to a business school, and there's not much like art related support. So I think this program was a great support throughout the whole process.
Thank you. That's great to hear. Lucy, do you have anything to add around your experience of making art in quarantine or feeling pulled in multiple directions through school and your desire to learn how to make art and among a school that doesn't necessarily prioritize that?
Yeah, doing this program helps me to distress from school and my family. Usually I just go to school. I don't spend that much time with my siblings. So doing this program really like helped me to just be with myself and just focus on what I like to do. Also, my parents, they're not that supportive for me to doing art. So during the quarantine, they see me drawing constantly on Saturday, and they comment that I can draw very well. I was so glad to hear that. Yeah, I just want to encourage other students who are in the same situation as me. They can just give it a try and see what's the result. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. We hear that a lot from our students, this sort of hesitancy on behalf of their parents to support their teens going into a field that isn't traditionally, considered secure or lucrative. Has anyone else had that experience where high school art school was sort of able to change that perception or dynamic within their own family? And I just want to open it up to alumni and other students participating here too, or even our teaching artists.
Hi, my name is Sally, and I had a very similar experience with Lucy. Before I came to high school to art school, my parents didn't really believe me that I wanted to go to art school or anything. Like, they didn't take it seriously. And even if they did, they'll be like, oh, it's so unstable, Like, I heard from my family members, even my cousin, they're like, art, like, you're not gonna make a thing out of it or whatever. And
Ahmed, could you please mute your mic? Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, Sally. My bad.
It's okay.
I just want to hear everything you're saying.
Oh. Okay, so then I joined high school to art school. I was very much unsure during that time if I even want to pursue an art, but I met these really wonderful people. Like, I met Anya and I met Naya and everything, and they're just, I don't know, they all inspire me in a way. I think it's the environment that you're in, and once you really show that you can do it and you prove to your parent, like, look, I can do this and everything, like, they start believing in you and stuff. And even when I was applying to college and everything, I didn't know I was going to do fashion design until a few months ago. I still don't know now, but I was in the process of doing it. And my dad kind of had the experience of like designing stuff and everything. And he saw how I designed and he saw my drawing. He's like, you're just not going to make that dress. Like, it's not going to come to life, you know, like that's not how you do it and everything. And I was pretty upset, but I kept going and I just submitted my stuff anyway. It was the portfolio to FIT, and then I got into all the schools that I applied to. I'm a very lucky person who I didn't apply to a lot of schools and I got into all of them, and then including my dream school, and then that proves to my parents like, oh, she's taking this seriously, and that's how I kind of won their support. Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Sally. We are very, very proud of you. Anyone else want to have anything to add on the sort of proving to society or to your parents that art is a legitimate career path?
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they think because of the community you're in high school to art school. Like, everybody believes in each other and it's so very supportive, and
Yeah, that's I'm glad that you bring up the community aspect, because I do think that's one of the things that if we do our jobs right, you get out of the program. Amanda and Chantal do a lot of work to try to facilitate a positive learning environment. Could you maybe talk about how you were able to translate that onto Zoom and ways of connecting the class even when we couldn't gather in person?
One of the essential components of my whole teaching philosophy or pedagogy is you can't teach people who don't like or trust you. So regardless of where I'm teaching, if it's in person, if it's at the beach, if it's in, I don't know, my Jetsons like flying car, I always strive to create community, because that's where a positive learning environment and real critical discourse and an actual meaty critique where people are trusting each other enough to give honest feedback and not just surface sort of observations. And then people also walk away feeling good because they can grow, and nobody really walks away feeling negative, like somebody sort of is demoralizing them or their art or their spirit. And the root of really strong learning in the arts, I believe, is that community. And I'm an art school graduate, and some of the students know this, that's not always what happens in art school. So I really, particularly because we are preparing students to go to art school, wanted to show them what a positive, artistic, creative community looks like. Some of you guys might go to school and you might find one. Some of you might have to kind of take on a leadership role and create your own. And that also applies to career and professional. As you graduate from college and you're like 23, 25, and you're trying to figure out what to do and kind of how to move forward as a creative professional. So I think that's kind of the root of good art making practices. And I mean, from a historical perspective, if you look at the Bauhaus, if you look at the Surrealists, if you look at indigenous craftsmen and art makers and artisans from everywhere in the majority world, Africa, Asia, and South America, that's an essential component of how people are trained in arts making, design, and other kind of visual components that drive our world.
Absolutely. Well said. And I also want to say that it's clearly our positive learning environment comes not only from our from our teachers, but our students are such a huge part of that. So thanks to all of you for making that happen. As my last question before we transition to Q&A, I just want to ask, these three students, what's next for you? What do you aspire to do with your high school to art school and arts education moving forward?
Okay, so I'm definitely applying to the fall program because a lot of my friends have been there. Friends that I've met during the summer program, one being Sally. But yeah, I just heard that it's really helpful to guide you to an art college, and that's where I want to be. So yeah, I just don't know what I want to do yet, but I just know that it's going to be art.
Great. We look forward to reading your application.
Well, for me, I think I'm gonna like obviously pursue a career in architecture. But I don't know yet like which college I'm going to or like what I'm going to because I'm like kind of like confused about it. I haven't decided, made a decision yet. But I think I'm also applying for the summer program, just like Anya, because to be honest, like the sole difference between high school to art school and the other programs is huge, but it's very meaningful because I have taken like different courses and different programs in Cooper Union as well. But the thing is, their programs are very professionally structured. But high school to art school is basically it allows you to be like who you are, and they provide with the support that you need, like no matter what the situation is. Especially the situation that we are in right now, and the way Amanda and Chantel and Kelly handled it. It showed me a lot about how dedicated and how willing they are to help the students out and to teach them, and that means a lot to me. So I think I'm gonna yeah, like they will help me like take a decision. I'll slowly learn about more about the art world and probably like progress from here. Like this is where my journey starts.
Thanks, Fayed. Out of curiosity, when you say that other programs are more professionalized, do you mean that we take a more sort of student-centered, individualistic, and personal approach to education?
Well, to respond to that, so the Cooper Union program, the way it worked is basically we had a very professional, like the instructors were like very professional, like they didn't like interact outside the program, like or like provide extension additional support. That obviously was helpful, but like the way like and Chantel and Amanda like kind of gave us the personal some time from their personal office hours, and they provided us like office hour sessions every Monday and Thursday, other than the Saturday class that we usually are supposed to do. So I think that was definitely helpful because we got to like have one-to-one conversations with them and talk about like personal privately about all those techniques and all those things that we are not comfortable like sharing in front of a group. So I think it's definitely helpful because we had like conversations, and I got to learn a lot from a perspective of an instructor as well as from a perspective of a student. So that definitely helps a lot, and they don't necessarily talk about art techniques and lessons only, but they also give you information about what you can do with this interest, with the knowledge of art. So this is why like I'm applying for the summer program again to help me like decide what I'm gonna be.
Got it. Thanks for explaining that. That's interesting for us to hear the perspective of the student, what's helpful in comparison to other structures. Lucy, turning to you, what's next for you beyond high school to art school and for your dreams using your arts education?
Program I attend the college now class is computer art. The teacher taught me how to use Photoshop, and I never thought I would use this the lessons that I learned, and I use it for my final draft for the spring program. So I think I will like continue with this program. I also applied for the summer section, so I really want to meet like person to person for the summer one. Just wish we can like get
Me
this
too.
over.
Me too.
Thanks, Lucy. Thank you to the three of you for participating in this panel. It is not easy to do so always in person, but especially over Zoom. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and insights. And Thank you to all the students that humored my requests for audio and images. I think your efforts really came to fruition. I want to turn it over to audience questions. Does anyone have a question for any of the panelists or any of the students that are here represented from the exhibition?
I'm checking out the chat.
Cool. But if you could say it verbally, that would actually be ideal, just to make sure everyone can hear it. Questions for the teachers, questions for students, comments? Well, Amanda, do you have any questions for the students?
I'm curious because I guess, how do you feel you grew as an artist during this program? And it could be like conceptually, technically, realizing that you actually are an artist, feeling more comfortable calling yourself that.
Well, I definitely feel confident like calling myself an artist because I learned a lot of techniques and a lot of different ways to make art. Like, because we not only like touched upon the visual painting, like physical painting techniques, but also we talked about photographic techniques and all the other things. So I think I learned a lot more than like, or probably like my skills got more refined. So I think that's definitely a plus point for me.
Megan, want to share? Or Isabella?
So before this, I was mostly pretty just self-taught. I kind of just grew on my own. So I feel like the program, I really learned like what an actual artist thinks about when they're creating art.
Mindset's important. Thank you for sharing.
Sorry, guys, my internet just gave out. So.
Oh, Amanda has a question. How did the artist find out about high school to art school?
For me, I found out about high school to art school from like I heard about it from my teacher, like my art teacher. Because I go to a business school, I don't really get like a lot of like I said before, like a lot of support from like in building the portfolio. So my art teacher specifically told me about this program. She also like told me that I should apply for this because she heard that it's a pretty good program and it's been going on for years now. So that's one reason why she pushed me to like apply for this program. And yeah, like she's not here today, but like that's very impactful for me.
And what made you decide to do it and to like sign up and commit?
Because I've like since the beginning of the year, I've always planned to like get myself into like an art program. So when I heard about it, I thought like it might be the best option for me to like just grasp it, like an opportunity.
Thank you. There are a couple of responses that people wrote out to the question that I'm going to read out. I found out about High School to Art School through my theater, since my school is big and there aren't many art classes and even AP art class. My teacher felt like I needed space to extend my horizon and help me make my portfolio. Thank you, Jamie. Isabella writes, I've been able to hear how the other students feel in the program about their dedication and passion for art and how I would feel the same. It developed a sense of comfort, which helped my confidence.
I wanted to do the, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I wanted to do the spring program because of my great experience at the summer program. I learned about the summer program through my art teacher, who was also a teacher at High School to Art School in Miss Park. What made me want to go is I wasn't able to visit my home country, so I just thought that it would be a good idea to focus on my arts.
Thanks. Yeah, at Queens Council of the Arts, I mean, as program manager, my role is really to try to get the word out. And so art teachers are phenomenal resources around that. Student referrals are invaluable, and that you all know students that your peers that would benefit from this program. Also, just trying to get the word out through our social media channels, e-blasts, connections with other peer educational institutions, such as the one that Amanda runs at Q Foundation, the New York City Department of Education lists High School to Art School as a resource. So those are the ways, as a program, we try to spread the word. The application deadline for the summer program actually just passed, but if you go to our website, which I'm actually gonna copy into the chat now, queenscouncilarts.org/high school to art school, you can see all the upcoming deadlines. We do have a fall program for seniors only, where you can direct your students, should they want help putting together a portfolio, to apply to art college. We walk them through every aspect of that process. So we are at 1 p.m. So I just want to share with you that if you want to check out this exhibition on your own time, maybe share it with students or family members that weren't able to be here today. I dropped the link in the chat. And also, the exhibition is now live on artsteps.com, which is the platform we use to create the virtual exhibition. So if you just query Twist and Smudge, you'll be able to see the High School to Art School exhibition come up. And so it's available to people not only by the link, but they can find it here. And we're also going to post it on Queens Council of the Arts website, and it will be live in perpetuity. So students, feel free to navigate it on your own and take screenshots for your portfolio. You can definitely list on your resume that you exhibited at Queens Council of the Arts. Yeah, I think that's it, other than you can also follow High School to Art School on Instagram and other social media platforms at HS2AS, or Queens Council of the Arts at QNSARTS. Thank you all so much for joining us. Congratulations to all of you, and have a lovely weekend all. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Signing on.